Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently 7:35 p.m. and it is a beautiful day outside. It has been like full sunshine here in Indiana. It is currently, I'm looking at the weather right now. It is currently 86 degrees and it says it feels like it's 90. It actually feels like it's about 95 or 100 degrees outside. What's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow 91 and says except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny, so it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. And then 84, 81, 82, that's Saturday. We're supposed to have thunderstorms, periods of showers later. So pretty much nice weather. Oh, wait, what? Next Wednesday, 78 degrees. But mostly nice weather for the next week. We've had a really nice day today. Alex is upstairs right now, rolling through TikToks. Let me pull you guys in a little bit. He is rolling through TikToks and laying in bed with Mr. Boo Radley, who just went outside and had his dinner. We got home a while ago. We got up today and just kind of like hung out and, you know, just rested and relaxed and stuff like that. And, well, I guess I should tell you guys about last night first, shouldn't I? So I don't talk about, anyway. Last night, got done vlogging. Alex made mozzarella sticks, and which I had one of his mozzarella sticks, and it was really, really good, that he got from Costco. And then he also made the little mini pizzas. And then I had my piata, and we watched the last two episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race and the last two RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked, which is like the after show. We watched both of those. And then Alex watched two episodes of Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. I watched part of the first one, and then the second one, I came out here and talked to Tanya on the phone. I was so tired, you guys. Like, I was all about wanting to like stay up and watch TV shows and out here on the front porch, because I've like really missed that, and maybe listen to a little bit of my audiobook. But I was so exhausted. I was literally in bed last night. I know you guys, for a lot of you, this is really late, but for me, it's early. I was literally in bed last night with Boo Radley on Alex's pillow next to me before 1 o'clock in the morning, which, you know, today we didn't have anything to get up early for or anything. So, but I was so tired. And then Alex came, he was finishing Watch What Happens Live, and he came up about 10 or 15 minutes later. And all my neighbors, they had a bunch of friends over today, and she was giving her friends a tour through the garden, where she actually just bought a bench. She was like, her friends were there, and she was like, hey Peter, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And her friends were waving to me and stuff, and so she was showing me the bench, and she was like, you're gonna have to come over and see the bench. I didn't want to interrupt her with her friends, so I was like, well, I'll come over tomorrow or later and whatever. So she comes out later and waters her plants. She usually comes out before she goes to bed, and she checks everything in her garden. Then I'll go over there and take little Boo Radley over there to say hi, and we'll look at her her bench. But anyway, so yeah, I was in bed last night before like 1 o'clock, and I fell asleep like by 1:30. I was so tired. And then I slept today, I think till about 10:30, something like that. I mean, I slept in, and I got like a really great night's sleep. I sleep so much better with little Boo Radley in bed next to us. I was whispering to him last night, and he lets me hold his paw. Which I love to hold his little back paw. He lets me hold on to it and stuff. Oh, here's the whole family walking by. Hey! And so yeah, I slept really good last night, and then got up today, and then took showers and got ready, and then we went over to our friend's house. I actually thought our friend was having like a big party. We went over there for fireworks like 2 years ago. I think it was it 2 years ago? It might have been longer than that. I don't know. Well, it was before their son was born, and their son is 19 months old. But I don't think she was pregnant, so it might have been, I don't know when it was. But anyway, they do like fireworks in their neighborhood and stuff. And they have a really cute house and a really cute backyard and everything. So, but every once in a while they'll have like parties and stuff. This is the couple that Alex officiated their wedding, and that we also have traveled with, and we went out to dinner they went to Alex's birthday dinner and stuff like that. They're really nice. We're really close with them. And so they invited us over there today for a little barbecue, and it ended up being just us, and then them and their son and their 2 dogs. And then our friend, the husband, it was his mom and dad were over there, but the dad only stayed like half the time because he was getting tired. And because I guess they drove separately or something like that, and the mom was staying a little bit longer. And then our friend, her mom and brother came a little bit later. And so it was real small. It was really nice. And we just sat inside, and they grilled out brats and cheeseburgers, which of course I didn't have. Alex made the macaroni and cheese from Costco, and I had a little bit of that. And then our friend, she's a fantastic cook. She just like cut up like whole potatoes, like she sliced them. Kind of like au gratin potatoes, but there wasn't like any au gratin part of it. I'm just trying to give you like an idea. It was like just slices of potatoes, you know? And then she said she just put like garlic and salt on them. They were in butter, and they were so good. And so I had macaroni and cheese, and I had macaroni and cheese, and then I had some of the potatoes, and I dipped them in ketchup and mayonnaise. And then I had a Diet Coke on the way there, and I had a Diet Coke while I was there that I didn't finish. I mostly drank water. I woke up today, you guys, and I am 202 pounds. I'm the lowest that I've been in 11 years. I lost even more weight since yesterday. Well, that was the one thing that was interesting. So I got the Piata yesterday, which I love that people commented on the video and said, I wonder, somebody commented on this with maybe one person said, I wonder if the people at Piata wondered where he was because he's not making his order, like while I was on vacation. And then somebody said something about, well, when I used to order from Dunkin' Donuts every day and then I was gone for like a while, they would wonder where I was or if I was sick, and they would ask, which I think is really nice, you know. But anyway, no, they didn't ask me where I was. But I got pasta. I got actually 2 pastas and 2 sandwiches and a Parmesan stick. Because I got extra for today in case I was hungry later, which I'm going to be, I can tell already. So I also had a cake pop. She made Oreo cake pops. I had 1 cake pop, and then I had she made no-bake cheesecakes. And so with like blueberries and blueberry sauce on top of it. And I had 1 of those cheesecakes. They were really small. They were like that big. They were really good though. And I had 1 of those, and I drank about 4 glasses of water. I just kept on filling my glass up with water. I was so thirsty. Yeah, but we had a really good time. It was fun. We just like sat around inside, and then we went outside and we sat around and just like talked, and it was fun. It was really nice. We didn't stay for very long. We stayed for about 3 hours, and then Alex was like, "Are you ready to go?" Because they were like, his dad left, and then his mom was getting ready to leave, and then her mom and brother were getting ready to leave, and so I was like, yeah, let's go. So we came home, and yeah, so now it's just relaxation central. I probably am going to eat some of my leftover Piata. I had like half of the pasta and 2 bites of my sandwich, and then I had the Parmesan stick, not all of it. And then I had these people that are walking down the street. They're so cute, this older couple. And they have these huge like straw hats. Well, he has on like a fisher hat. It's like the fisherman's hat that's real big. And she has like this huge straw hat on that's really cute. But last night for dinner, I had like half my pasta. Well, okay, so the Parmesan stick is like this big. And I had some of it, not all of it. And then I had this really small like mozzarella stick of Alex's. And then I had like a third, maybe a half. I don't even think it was a half, but like a third of my pasta, and then 2 bites of my sandwich, and that was all I could eat. That's how full I was. I don't know what has happened. Tanya thinks that my metabolism has changed since I lost so much weight and because I'm not eating a lot. And I was like, I hope that there's not something seriously wrong with me. And she's like, well, do you feel okay? And I said, yeah, I feel great. Like, I feel really good. And she's like, well, maybe it's just your metabolism changed or something. She really believes that it's a change in my neurological medication that, because when I was on the Depakote, it like made me so hungry, like aggressively hungry. I was hungry all the time. Like I just like would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and like didn't even know like when I was full kind of thing. I'm not like that anymore. Like if I eat, like the second I get full, I stop. And it's not because I don't want to, because I love food. It's just I can't do it anymore, you know? And it was even like that on vacation. Like Alex would say, like, you didn't even hardly finish your meal and stuff like that. And they were small portions. A couple nights I did finish my meals, but not every night. And So I don't know. I don't know if my metabolism's changed. I just wish I could get under 200 pounds because my doctors so bad are like so insistent on me being under 200 pounds. They're like, you need to be under 200, you need to be under 200. And I've been so close for so long because, you know, forever before we went on this trip, I was kind of plateaued and stagnant at about 205 pounds. And then since we got back, I'm down to like 202. Now I am. And which is crazy to me. Like, for so long, I was between like 230 and 250, 255, you know, even up to in the 260s for a while, a couple years ago. It's so crazy to me to think that I'm like 30 to 60 pounds thinner than I was then. I don't really feel that way. Today I wore this shirt and I actually came home and put on sweat shorts. So I have sweat shorts, but my red Birkenstocks. But I wore my light blue corduroy shorts, and they're not baggy, but they're like not great fitting. I mean, they're still, they fit and they're comfortable, but they're not like tight on me, or which is weird because they're 36s, so I must be lower than that now. I don't know. But I just wish I could get under 200 pounds so that when I see my doctor, you know, he'll be like, oh, you're under 200, you know, pounds. So I think I have like 2 doctor's appointments and a dentist appointment coming up. I'm not excited about it. I have a dentist appointment next Monday for my quarterly cleaning, which was supposed to be like in May, like April or May, but they couldn't get me in. So I have that appointment on Monday of my quarterly cleaning, where they do the deep clean. But last time it was like 2 hours, and she said this time it'll only be an hour. So I'm very happy about that. And then I think the following week, I have a doctor's appointment, and then I think maybe the week after that I have another doctor's appointment. I don't remember. Now is the countdown to the Arizona trip, which I'm so excited about. I was texting, I'm glad I remembered to say this. I was texting Nikki, and something about like, we just need a pool in Arizona to sit by, and she was like, yeah, thankfully we're going to be at one or whatever soon or something. She said some other funny things, but Mel sent me a picture. Oh, this is one thing I did last night. So Mel sent me a picture of Netflix, or of Dexter on whatever channel, and she said, you promised with it, because I promised her that I would watch the first couple episodes of Dexter and tell her if I liked it or not to keep watching it. And so last night after I talked to Tanya on the phone, while Alex was still watching the end of one of the episodes, I think the first episode of Watch What Happens Live, I watched like the first 15 minutes of Dexter, and I texted that to Mel, and she was real excited about it. But I don't really know what I think yet. Like, I think it's really way too early. I will say I don't love it. I have to say this, having read like the first 3 books, first of all, it really reminds me a lot of the book. I almost kind of like the books more, which I didn't think I would say, because I didn't like the books were not like, wow, like I love these books, like I'd recommend them to everybody, but they weren't bad, like they were good, right? But it takes place in Miami, which is fun because, you know, we go to Miami or we've been to Miami so much. And so it's fun to like watch the different scenery in the different areas of Miami. Like at the beginning scene, he's like driving down Ocean Drive, and it's like, it goes right by the hotel that we used to stay at, the Victor Hotel on Ocean Drive. And so it's fun to see like all of the locale of Miami. I'll probably keep on watching it for a while, at least the first season. Alex said, I actually just recommended to my friend today, somebody just texted me, to watch Jury Duty because I liked it so much. Oh yeah, she was asking me shows to watch, and so I said, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, and then I put what channels it's on, Take Care of Maya on Netflix, and Jury Duty on Amazon Prime. And I said, enjoy, and thanks so much for having us over. And she said, oh yes, okay, thank you for sending. I always forget when I hear it. And you're welcome anytime, seriously. She's so sweet. And then Alex texted her, because we're like in a group chat, and he said, we love you guys. Thank you for having us over. And those delicious, I thought it said ridiculous because I have my reading glasses on, those delicious cheesecakes. And she said, I'll keep that in mind for next time, make those again. And then she said, Peter, can you send me the names of those shows to watch? And so I texted her to it individually. But anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. How did I completely lose track of what I was saying? Mel, Dexter, watching Dexter, yeah. So for those of you out there that wanted, oh, I know what I was going to say. So Alex and I were talking about it on the way to our friend's house today, because they live about a half an hour from here. And so I was like, oh, I started Dexter last night, like the first like 15, 20 minutes of it. And he was like, what did you think? Because he had watched like both seasons, like the old one, like all the old seasons, and then he also watched the reboot that just came out not too long ago. And he said, what did you think? And I said, does it remind you of You? Because like I watched like the first episode of You, and I read the book, and he goes, not really, except for like it's narrated over. And he goes, and I guess because they're like killers. And he goes, I mean, kind of a little bit. I didn't really care for You either, like the show, when I started watching it. It gives me kind of the same vibe. I'm just gonna have to watch it and try to get myself into it. But like Alex is like, I loved Dexter, which is funny because like when it comes to like drama shows like that, like Alex and I do not agree on shows. Like if I love something like Silo, like he doesn't typically ever like it. And so he was like, I loved Dexter. That was like one of my favorite shows. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna like it, which is so funny, right? But I'm going to give it a try, because I promised Mel that I would, and she's been asking me to watch it for years and years and years, so I will watch it. And I don't really have anything else to try. I wanted to start watching Ozark, but I guess I can start watching that at the same time. So yeah, and I don't know if we're going to watch Orange County or Atlanta tonight, or if we're going to wait till later in the week and watch it. I don't know, we'll have to see. We will have to see. I will follow you. Oh, you know what I need to do is I need to go inside really quick and start uploading this video that I just filmed. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. The door is still closing behind me. I went inside and I didn't hear any TikToks coming from upstairs. I literally, like, I was, you know, rendering this video, and then I came right outside, and when I was inside before, which was what, I don't know, 15 or 16 minutes that I've been vlogging, I said, what are you doing up there? And he was like, just looking at TikToks and whatever. And I went inside just now, and I didn't hear anything upstairs. And so I was like, hey, what are you doing up there? And he was like, huh? I go, did you fall asleep? He goes, I fell asleep. I go, you did? He goes, yeah, I fell asleep. So I can tell you that we are probably not watching The Housewives tonight. He's probably in bed for the night. It was so funny because last night I was talking to Tanya, and I was telling her how tired I was. And she said, that's funny because Alex is usually the one that when you get back from vacation is so tired and sleeps like, you know, 15 hours or something. He usually does. He's so tired. But he has to work really early tomorrow morning. So if he goes to bed now, he goes to bed now. I know he's like super tired. And he got up yesterday for his doctor's appointment and the IV thing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure he's real tired. My neighbors, their other friends, that two groups of friends over there, the other one's left, and they closed their garage door. So I guess that she is done with the garden for the night. But anyway, I was actually asking Alex on the way home, because, so like this couple that we went over to their house a couple years ago, I don't even remember when it was, we watched the fireworks in their neighborhood, and we took the golf cart over there. It was real fun. And we had like a blanket, you know, like in the yard, like this huge like lawn area where everybody in the neighborhood goes and watches the fireworks. And I said to her something about like, I'm sorry that we're not staying for the fireworks. And she was like, we're not watching the fireworks. And I go, what? And she goes, no. She was like, we put him down at like 7:30, and she was like, if that late. And she was like, and I will be watching a show and going to bed soon after that. She's in a book club, and she is reading a Mary Higgins Clark book from like 1991 or something. And so she's like, it's so good. She was like, so I want to read a little bit of my my book club book, and then I want to, and I was telling her about cozy, she was like, what are cozy mysteries? So I was telling her all about cozy mysteries because she likes Mary Higgins Clark, which isn't really considered a cozy mystery, but like, there are all of a sudden all these flies and bees around here. But on some websites where you look up cozy mysteries, they have Mary Higgins Clark listed. I should try to read one of her books again, because it's been like years since I've read one of her books. But I can remember reading her books like when I was in high school, and just a couple, like maybe one or two, and thinking they were so scary. So I should try to read another one of her books. If you guys have read Mary Higgins Clark, like what is your favorite Mary Higgins Clark book? Put it in the comment section below, and I'll read it. So anyway, so yeah, Alex is asleep, and but anyway, on the way home, I I said to him, because we were asked by a couple different people to go and watch fireworks tonight, and I said something to him. We had already decided before we left today that we weren't going to go do that. We were just going to relax at home. And I said, do you feel bad about like not watching fireworks? He was like, no, not at all. I go, okay, me neither. And I think Tanya was going to go and watch it. They have their boat on a lake, so they were going to go watch it on the lake tonight. And I don't think Caroline was. I talked to Caroline today. She went to the pool. She had the day off. So she went to the pool today, and then I was like, should I share this or not? But it's really cute. So Caroline's cleaning a bunch of stuff out of her garage. I don't know if she had it up on like Facebook Marketplace or where she had it. I don't know, but she was like giving away all this stuff on her from her garage. We were talking about that. I was saying that I missed her mom and dad a lot, and I've been thinking about like my mom and her mom and dad a lot recently, and she was like, I have too, and especially because I'm going through all this stuff. Like one of the things that she was giving away was like this card table, this table that she used to take to concerts and stuff like that. And her husband Mike was like, why are you giving this table away? Are you not going to use it anymore? And she's like, well, when it was like you and me and David that would go to concerts, because they go to a lot of these summer concerts that they have in the park and stuff like that, like free concerts in the park. She said I would take the table and then like put food on it and stuff. She goes, but it's just me now. She goes, when I go with my girlfriend, so I just need a chair. I don't need a table. So this table had been like her mom and dad's, and so that one of the things that she was giving away. So she was telling me about that she'd been thinking about like all the times when she was a kid at this table, but she's like, I don't use it anymore. So Caroline gets rid of stuff. I mean, she is not a hoarder at all. Like Caroline gets rid of stuff. Like I remember when my aunt passed away, and it was like 2 days after that my uncle moved into Caroline's house. It was even before. So I don't know if I've talked about this, but Caroline had her, like she has a living room off of her kitchen, and then she has like a closed door, like living room where they put their Christmas tree and stuff that has like a connecting dining room to it. She had that little small living room area and the dining room. She had it, like she had a contractor come in, and she had the bathroom that was on the first floor. She had a shower put in there, and she had it turned into like, you know, like a bathroom that has like a door on each side. And then she had it like walled off so that her dad could come in and out. And that was like his room downstairs. He had like a sitting area, and then he had a bedroom that's now the dining room. It was the dining room before, and then she had it turned into the bedroom, and now it's the dining room again. And so he moved in with them right away because he had been a long-term heart patient and he couldn't live alone. And so as soon as my aunt passed away, he moved in right away with my cousin, and then she had the contractor out and did all this kind of stuff. So I think until then he lived in like one of their guest rooms or something. But it was really nice because he had his own area there and everything like that. It was really cute. And he loved it there, and they loved having him. And I think he lived there for like 2 years before he passed away or something. And so we were just talking about all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yesterday, why was I telling that story about how the house was set up? Oh, no, I know what I was saying. So when my uncle moved out, like Caroline, like she had me come over there one day, and it was literally like 3 days after, like it was before I think it was before the funeral. Her mom had passed away. Caroline was like cleaning out the basement and the house and everything. I mean, okay, it's been years for me, and I still don't have the basement cleaned out. I know, I need to do it, okay? It's just like an overwhelming feat to me to even have to like start and do. Which Caroline has volunteered. She's like, I'll come over there and we'll just get rid of all that crap. We'll just throw it all out. I'm like, Caroline, I don't know. There might be some things I want to keep. She's like, no, it's all junk. It needs to go. She cleaned out her parents' basement. Well, their basement was finished. It was like beautiful down there. Like my uncle had an office, and they had like a huge like couch and sitting area and a TV and everything down there. But like the back room, which had like storage bins and everything like that, she had that whole area cleaned out literally within hours. Like, I mean, I couldn't even believe it. And she had a garage sale and stuff. And so she was giving this stuff away, and she texted me and she said, you'll never believe what happened. And I said, what? And she goes, this woman came to pick up something from me, and like as soon as she saw me, she goes, oh my God, are you cousin Caroline? And she was like, yeah. And she goes, from Peter's videos, your cousin Caroline? And or something like that. And Caroline was like, oh my God, that's so funny that you watch our videos. And she was like, yeah. So Caroline has a little surprise coming for us. Tomorrow is cousin fun day. She's coming to pick me up, and I want to go to Starbucks because I want to review the new crumble cookies for this week, because I haven't done a crumble cookie review in forever. So I'm gonna get the cookies, but I don't know when I'm gonna do the review. I might film the review tomorrow and then put it up on Thursday, Guys, this week is going by so quick. Or I might put the Starbucks review up on Thursday. We'll just have to see. I don't know. But, so she doesn't know this yet, but we're doing a review of the new Starbucks iced refreshers. They're like frozen drinks or something. When I was at the airport, I didn't even know they had them out. I think somebody told me about it, and then I forgot about it because I didn't remember that they were out. And when I was at the airport in Charlotte getting a coffee because of our delay, and I was waiting, and I was like falling asleep, and I wanted to continue to watch Silo. So I went and got an iced coffee at like 9 o'clock, or no, like 8:30. And this woman that worked in there, she was so cute. She came in there, and she must like know the woman that works in the airport, not that works at Starbucks. But she said to the woman that worked at Starbucks, she's like, "Are you gonna give me a free drink?" And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "We're getting ready to close. What do you want?" She was like, "I want one of those new like frozen refreshers." She's like, "I love those so much, frozen lemonades." I was like, and so then I saw them up there. There's like 3 of them, and I was like, "Oh, Caroline and I are gonna have to try those because we love." And the woman even asked her, she's like, "Well, what's your favorite refresher?" And she was like, "The strawberry acai," which Caroline and I both love that. So there's like 3 frozen refreshers, which I think is actually genius of Starbucks to do. Like they usually come out with like kind of corny drinks that I don't like. The mint chocolate one wasn't very good, and they come out with drinks that I don't really know why they come out with when there's so many secret menu drinks on Starbucks menu, or that other people have come up with, that they could literally like steal one of those and put it up. They're really good, you know. That I don't know why they come up with like these weird drinks sometimes. A lot of people, I'm part of the Starbucks group on Facebook. A lot of people, if you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section below, because I don't know where to find this or if it's on the menu. I haven't seen it on the menu. Maybe it is and I'm not aware of it. But it's some kind of Starbucks drink made with like olive oil or something. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And they were saying that it's totally nasty. But I want to see, it's some kind of like real obscure drink that apparently is like new on their menu, but maybe it's a secret menu drink. I don't know, but a lot of people are talking about it and how gross it is. There go the fireworks. A couple of people were asking me like if Boo Radley is bothered by it. He used to be. He used to hate the fireworks. It doesn't really bother him anymore. I don't know if it's because he can't really hear as well, or if we're upstairs like with the fan on and everything like that, because the fan's on upstairs, right? If he can't hear outside or whatever, but like no, it doesn't really bother him anymore. In fact, last night Alex took him outside. Well, we both took him outside, and he was running around, and people in like the neighboring neighborhood like were shooting off fireworks, and he didn't like seem like he was bothered by it at all. Like he didn't seem scared or nervous or anything. So I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so I want to do that review with Caroline tomorrow. So that will be fun. She doesn't know that we're doing that yet. Cousin Caroline to the rescue. So that'll be a fun video to do. And then Caroline was actually telling me today that I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Well, I got home to start watching this show that I wanted to watch," because she went to the pool all day today. And I said, she and Mike, I think, went to the pool. And I said, well, because I was kind of surprised, because we've gone over to their house before for barbecues and stuff like that. And I was like, "Are you guys not barbecuing or anything?" She's like, "No." And they had asked her stepson and his wife if they were coming over, and they weren't. And then her son and his girlfriend, like they had other plans. And she thought that his girlfriend's dad was going to come over. His girlfriend's dad, yeah, was going to come over, and they were going to all have this huge barbecue, but she said they're not. So I was like, "So what are you doing?" She's like, "I'm not doing anything." She's like, "I'm going to sit inside and watch this show that I've been dying to watch." So she started watching Hijack on Apple TV, and apparently there's only 3 episodes out. She also said that the 6th episode of The Crowded Room is much better, and then it gets really good. So I'm going to watch that tonight so I can catch up with The Crowded Room. And but she said Hijack is really good. Okay, so like every episode of Silo and Invasion that I watched, like the beginning of it, they showed the clip from Hijack, which I really wanted to watch because it looks like it kind of reminds me of the book Falling by T.J. Newman. Apparently it's about a plane that's hijacked. But I didn't want to watch the show and then get on a plane because that would freak me out. It's like whenever I fly over water, which my husband is wanting to go to Bali for his birthday next year, Bali or Bali, I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyway, and I'm like, that's like 9-10 hours, I think, from Los Angeles. Like, that's gonna freak me out. I will do it because it's my husband's birthday, okay, but that will completely freak me out to be over the ocean that long. But like, I can tell you, like, one thing I will not do is I will not be watching any movies to do with sharks during that trip. And like, even going to Mexico or coming back from Mexico, because we fly over water a little bit, like, I don't watch any many movies with sharks. There was this movie called Black Demon that I wanted to rent, and I hadn't even watched a trailer for it, and so I watched a trailer on the last night, because I was like, okay, from Charlotte to Indianapolis, maybe I could watch that. And it was about these people that go to Mexico to look at this oil rig or something, and then the oil rig is deserted. This guy like works for this oil company, and it's completely deserted, and there's like this huge shark. That this is all based on like some Mexican legend or something like that, and there's this huge shark that's in the water that's killing all these people that they call the Black Demon. Can you even imagine if I had watched that movie before I went to Mexico? I would have been terrified to get in the water, absolutely terrified, which is usually the time of year that, but I'm glad that I remembered this, because we're talking about movies, because there is a movie that I want to watch today. But this is usually the time of year that I watch like Jaws 2, and all those movies, because I love the Jaws movies. Even though I'm terrified of sharks, I love the Jaws movies. It's just something about it. It feels very like, I love the town of Amity and all, I don't know, there's just something about it to me. Plus, my mom and I watched them when I was growing up as a kid, my dad and I too, so it feels kind of homey to me. But I have to tell you, I actually looked this up last night, because I was like, do you own this movie? And then it's on Amazon for free, and the movie is called Miss Firecracker. I thought it was called Miss Firecracker Contest, because that was the play I think it was based on. But it's called Miss Firecracker, and it's on Amazon, and you can watch it. And I used to watch it like every day leading up to the 4th. And it's with Holly Hunter, and she's fantastic in it. And I think Alfre Woodard is in it, and that Mary Steenburgen, I think is, and also Tim Robbins is in it. And there's some other really good actors in it too. But it's about this girl, this woman living in Yazoo City, Mississippi. I actually saw the play in Chicago with my dad and my stepmom when I was younger, and I loved it. And then the movie came out, I think maybe around a couple years later or something like that. But I love the movie. The movie is so fantastic. And her older sister, like years ago, was Miss Firecracker from Yazoo City. And she's come home to like give the crown away to somebody else and be like a judge. And so it's all based around this pageant at this like 4th of July county fair in Yazoo City. And so, Yazoo City. And so she wants to enter this, it's her last year to enter the pageant. So Holly Hunter. And so she enters the pageant, and she dyes her hair like firecracker red. And she does this like routine with like, you know, like rifles in high school, the wooden rifles. She does this whole routine with it, and Alfre Woodard like makes her costume and holds up this flag. It's, you guys, it is one of the saddest, most hilarious movies ever. It's so endearing, because it's really her about realizing kind of like, she has all this excitement about winning this pageant, and it's like she's in love with this guy that's a carny, and he comes into town like once or twice a year, and he's like real sick, and she finds out about that. And the way that the movie ends is just, it's like her like going on top of this building watching the fireworks, and her just kind of appreciating life. It's like, and that's not ruining the movie for you. The movie is fantastic. There's this one line in there where she's like going through all the people on her, I mean, the movie came out in like 86, so if I'm ruining it for you, I apologize. It was over 30 years ago. But there's like this part where she's like, Alfre Woodard, who I think that's who it is, because I love her, she comes over to her house to like make this costume for her, and she usually makes costumes for frogs, which is so hilarious. And then she is showing her all these pictures of these old relatives like on her mantle, and she's like, and this is my Aunt Judy, and she's dead, and this is Grandpa so-and-so, and he's dead, and all this kind of stuff. And she looks at her and she says, they say we're all going to die one day, and I believe it too. It's just like, it has the best lines in this movie, and I love this movie. And it always just like, when I watch it, it's just such a simple movie about somebody's simple life and their hopes and dreams. And like all of her life from like being a little kid, she always wanted to like win this pageant. Like that's all she's ever wanted. And just somebody to notice her and fall in love with her and all this kind of stuff. And she's kind of got this bad reputation in the town and stuff like that. And like the very end of it, it's just like, it makes you really just appreciate simple life, you know? So I think I'm going to watch that actually tonight, maybe. We'll see. If Alex is asleep for the night, I will watch that. But I still have to watch The Crowded Room. And I still have to watch, I need to catch up on The Idol. Dexter. Yeah, so I still gotta get back to Fear the Walking Dead. I think I kind of cashed myself out on Fear the Walking Dead and Below Deck. I need to just take Below Deck off my list because I don't really have any plan of returning to it anytime soon. My friend, it's so funny. So she's in this book club, and we read so many of the same books. And, well, she reads books. I listen to books, which I know is like a big topic of conversation in the comment sections below. It is what it is. I enjoy listening to books on audio, on Audible. I love Audible so much. So anyway, but we watch like a lot of the same shows. We were talking about Silo, and I was like, did you catch like the last 10 seconds? She's like, oh my God. I said, how? My cousin watched it, and she completely missed this. I mean, there's like a significant part that happens. Like, do not turn off the show, okay? It's like in the last 10 seconds of the show that totally leads into them having another, there has to be another season to explain it. And there has to be, right? I mean, it could just end and there not ever be another season, which I don't believe. I think there will be. But, and somebody said something about Invasion comes out August 30th, or did I look that up? I don't remember. But anyway, Silo ends so fantastically. And like the last 5 or 10 seconds, like, I was just like, oh my God, like it all makes sense now. But my friend was so confused by something that happened at the end of it, and I don't want to say what it is because it will ruin the show. But so I had to explain to her, and she was like, oh my God, that totally makes sense now. She's like, I don't understand why I didn't get that before. But she loved the show too. She said the show was really good. And then she said she couldn't really get into Invasion. She watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it, or was halfway through the first episode. I can't remember what she said, but she's like, I couldn't really get into it. I was like, well, I loved it. My best friend, she like binge watched it like in 2 days. Tanya loved it too. Caroline said she couldn't really get into it either. And then she and I both loved The Last Thing He Told Me, and we were talking about that because she had read the book too. And then I asked her if she had read that book. It's called like Secrets in Chemistry or something like that, or something. And she's like, oh yeah, it's really good. She was like, have you not read it? She's like, I have the book if you want to read it. I was like, no, I bought it on Audible, but I'm not sure if when I'm gonna listen to it. So I love talking to people about books and TV shows because it gets me more inspired to like find new books and TV shows to watch and read, you know, or listen to. And I don't know, it just gets me real excited about books and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for Cousin Fun Day tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice, like I said. I'm looking at the weather, so maybe we will. Well, it all kind of depends on if we do brunch or not. Caroline always wants to do brunch. She wants to sit outside. I'm like, girl, it is 88 degrees. Okay, it is too hot to be sitting outside. When I say that and people are like, Peter, I'm in Texas and it's 110 or it's 104. I'm like, hey, I feel you. Okay, but I have to tell you, like in Mexico, as humid as it was like 91 or 92. And then I come back to Indiana and it is like really humid. Like it is super, super humid here. Like sweating humid, like just sitting out here, right? A lot more humid than it was in Indianapolis, and I don't mind it. Like, I love the feel of that in the summer. In fact, I was thinking about going up to the pool, but then Alex is asleep, so he won't want to go up to the pool. And then I was like, well, maybe my neighbor next door, she might want to go up to the pool. So, we'll see. There were people up there. There were, like, a lot of people up there, so I don't go up to the pool by myself. And just, like, hey, I'm here, when there are other people around that I don't. When we drove in, I was like, I don't know any of those people at the pool. I think it's, like, a lot of family people and stuff, so. But I was like, maybe just take, like, a little dip in the pool and cool off and then come back and put my cotton shorty pajamas on. Do you guys remember when I was obsessed with talking about the shorty pajamas, which barely fit me now? Now I need to find new shorty pajamas. And people were like, what are shorty pajamas? And I was like, I used to wear them when I was a kid. And they're the ones that, like, you can buy them for men and women on Amazon. And they're the ones that have, like, the big plastic buttons that go up the shirt. And the shirt's, like, you know, real low. And they're usually, like, what's the material? It's, like, the blue and white stripes. I can't think of what that material is, but they come in like light blue cotton, white cotton, black cotton. They're all just cotton. And they have matching shorts. They sometimes have like stripes on the side, like piping on the side of them. Some of them are pinstripe. They're real cute. I love them, but I used to wear them as a kid. My mom wore them till like she could, like, till she went into the hospital. She loved to wear shorty pajamas, and like she would wear like this little robe with it that she had. She had orange shorty pajamas that buttoned up. And then she had an orange robe that like came like right to her knees that she would wear with her shorty pajamas. And she would like read in her leather chair with the ottoman. She would read her book in that chair and stuff like that. It's like a really great memory that I have of my mom, of her like drinking her coffee. She would drink decaf late at night. My mom loved instant decaf coffee, which is so gross. I bought some, you guys. Like, I still have it in the refrigerator. I need to just throw it out. Maybe I did, I don't know, but I bought it like 2 years ago. I may have bought it during the lockdown. It may have been like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't remember. But I bought that. I probably talked about it on here, so timestamp it, I guess, or date stamp it. But I bought this like Folgers instant decaf coffee, and I think I drank it like to like remember my mom, and I drank it like one time, and I was like, no, never again. Because there's just there's like an aftertaste to instant coffee. My mom loved instant coffee. I don't know why she did. I think part of it was we had a hot water tap at our house that I grew up in, and so you just turned it and it was like super hot, like boiling water hot. So she'd just put her instant coffee, like a spoonful of it, in there, and then make her instant coffee, and it was like done in 2 seconds. I mean, this was way before the Keurigs and stuff like that. Here, she would heat up in like a, one of those things with a handle. I don't know what that is, but for measuring, the glass measuring cup. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? She would heat water up in there and put it in the microwave, and that's how she would make her instant coffee. She would probably love, I mean, the Keurig came out after my mom passed away, but she would probably love the Keurig. And so I did buy decaf coffee for the Keurig. I bought that community coffee. It's actually really pretty good. It's not bad. It doesn't taste any different. So late at night, if I want a cup of coffee now, I like drink the community decaf coffee is typically what I drink if I don't drink herbal tea. But it's been so hot out here. Like right now I'm drinking this Liquid Death water. This is my second to my last can of this. I haven't really been drinking it as much lately. I've been drinking my pure filtered water a lot. I've been drinking tons of water. So, well, all right, you guys. I'm going to get off here and go check on Alex and Boo Radley and see if they're fast asleep for the night. And if they are, figure out what I'm watching. If not, we're going to probably watch The Housewives. I doubt it, though. I think he's probably asleep for the night. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Tuesday, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness. Well, you can start your week over too if you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out. Make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much. Make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be cheering them up, you might be making them happy, and you might be just making them feel not so all alone. You don't know, right? I love getting random messages from people that are like, hey, I was just thinking of you. It means so much to me. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. Why? Because it all starts with you. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.